Oh,
Now we're live.
now
I'm
we're
doing
live.
good. Thanks for asking off air.
You're such a jackass. I need to take that button away from you.
Well, you can hit it too, you know.
Well, I know.
We have equal power in this.
Oh, is that
show.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, long time no see.
Yes. Thanks for coming out today.
Yeah, it was good. We got to stretch the legs on. What am I going to call this thing?
I don't know. You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking silky smooth.
Oh, silky. Yeah, she is pretty smooth, isn't she?
It is. Yeah. Need to get a little bit of oil on that bolt just for a little while. That Cerakote it's just a tiny bit grippy.
Well, you can see it.
In.
Here, let me see if I can. Oh, she's a little beefy. She's got a big ass. Oh. Actually, it's the barrel. You can see there's even a little bit of wear on the. I don't know if you can tell. So you can kind of see that's the bottom end of the bolt.
Yeah, you bet.
There's just a little bit of wear.
Well, and there's brass that's discoloring that paint already. So.
Well, a little bit. It just needs a good wipe. That's what she said.
Jeez. Everybody's here. Hey, Matt, Steve, Chris,
Rob.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Rob and
Is Oscar Love and
yeah,
he's up there on the YouTubes.
Oscar's out by Edmonton this weekend for an IPSC shoot.
Oh,
he was quite concerned yesterday. You know, what time are you guys doing this goddamn podcast?
Back to normal.
Are you going to surprise us again with an early one?
Well, we were thinking about it but then we're like, no, we need a nap. We had a long day, so.
Oh Jesus! Look at Luke already.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Call it the sassy little French bitch.
We can't.
What's from Inglourious Bastards? Oh, Shoshana. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, look at Steve with the Yoda. At my range, he is.
Oh.
Talking about
shoot well, he did not.
Well, that'll depend if we see videos on Instagram of him shooting.
He will put it on Instagram.
He'll have done all right. Yeah,
definitely. It was a good day today, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It was long, but not long for me. Not long.
Oh, long for you. You had more travel than we even.
What is it? A 3-hour one way to your range from the old YQR?
Well, I think so. I don't know. Like it's 2.5. Go ahead.
Rob from Caber Arms.
Yeah.
Hey. That's a great name. That's a great name. So far, that's it in the lead.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We got first request here. Fill us in on that XRS chassis.
Okay, so my initial thoughts on it, before I even handled the bitch, was it's the cheapo version of the MDT, right? And I've had a TAC 21. I've had what's that original, the square body one? I had that for a little bit and I traded that off. But
the square body. So I thought the TAC 21 was the original, and then they came out with the LSS.
Yeah, the LSS, and then there's the what's the other one they had? It was like a square. Oh God, I gotta look. But
I know what you're talking about. That was
I had that on a 705R stainless, and regret trading that because that gun was mint. But anyway,
you do too much trading, man.
Yeah, I know, but that's what happens when you're poor. You invest and then trade if you want something different or whatever. HS3, that's it. Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
So my first thoughts were, oh great. Yeah, I'm going to get a polymer. But I'm like, yay, I'm getting a chassis. But then my second thoughts were, yeah, I'm getting the low-end budget chassis. That's not the LSS. But then I received it, and, like, you can't even tell. It is rank quality. Like, rank in a good way. Like, it's beefy. It's – I don't know. It's just the polymer is really – you can tell it's a good –
it's tough.
A good quality. Yeah, and it's so adjustable. Like, you can change out the palm grips for different palm swells. I'm actually going to change this out for a smaller one I got here. Adjustable cheek weld.
Oh, is that right?
Shane got my throwdown, like, from Pat. I haven't touched this. But it comes with extra spacers in it. There is one knock I have. So with the Meg, and this will come over time, but the Meg, like she's pretty fucking. I have it backwards. There we go. She's pretty tough to get in there. So I can see in like competition, reloading under stress, she's gonna be a little tough, but you just gotta work it in. And yeah, it's
well, it's a matter of
I like
getting used to what it needs.
And
to latch that sucker in there. That's all.
But like, she just sets so nice in your hand, and like, I don't know, she just fits me, man. It's good.
I was impressed too, and it's it's for me, one of the things I noticed was that it's nice and narrow on that cheek rest. I don't like my AICS chassis. It's got a very wide rear stock and that cheek rest, and it pushes your face off to the side, and it kind of forces you almost to do this. Now there is some lateral adjustment on that, which I've done so that it brings my head closer to center of that scope. I like having my head as vertical as possible. It's just the same thing. I tell so many people that when I'm helping them shoot or whatever that I equate it to watching TV. You're laying on the couch watching TV, and something interesting comes on the TV, and you want your brain to make sense of it. What do? You go
stand to attention,
right? Yeah. So I see a lot of guys, they're on their rifles like this because their cheek is being pushed away from the center of the scope, so they got to cant their heads like this to get back into center, and things don't make as much sense. At least that's what I found, and the feedback I've gotten from the guys that I.
Well, and you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know.
But and I've got a Magpul. What's the wider Magpul buttstock on one of my ARs, and I don't like it for that exact reason. It pushes you aside, and it almost affects target acquisition for me. But for this, it's nice and narrow. Like the profile, like what is that? 1.75 inch, 2 inch, probably.
Wide?
Yeah.
No, hell, that thing, if I remember correctly, it's somewhere around inch and a quarter, inch and a half max, I would say.
Here.
There you go.
Got a ruler. Let's see.
Rob asks, is the MDT adjustable left and right on the cheek? What is it?
1.25 inches.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 1.25 inches. No, it's not, Rob. No, it's. You have 3 screws that hold on to the thing, but you're just laughing at Steve's comment. Oh, chassis suck, Doc. Somebody's got to suck that.
We can't say that on air, fuckface.
I mean, we can.
Well, you know what? It's preferences, right?
Well, yeah.
I have my AICS and my KRG Bravo, which both of them I appreciate. That I remember when I first got that AICS, it took a while to get used to it. It's weird, and it's got a small grip on it. It's short.
Okay.
So half your hand is hanging off the bottom of it. It feels like, and I got used to it, and I like it. And then like for my 6.5 Rooster back here, I switched to an A5. And I had an A3 Macmillan on my 284, which I was just in love with. So I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on what you're doing, and I think it's very much a Chevy Ford Dodge thing. A lot of the times, like that same argument, right?
Yeah, and it's like I work in ag, and it's like tractors and combines. Everybody makes a decent machine.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about your local service. And again, this is kind of shilling out for EM Precision, but they've treated me so fucking good.
No question.
This is amazing. So, yeah, but this is one thing that kind of caught me by surprise. So the action for the throw, short. So short.
Incredibly short stroke. Steve, I like that A35 as well. The only thing I don't like about it is the thumb hook, but I should clarify. The only thing I thought I wouldn't like about it is the thumb hook. To me, it's useless. But I guess it really hasn't hampered anything I do anyways, unless I need to slide the sandbag further up just to my rear bag further ahead just to get a good elevation position. But that hasn't happened so far. So anyway, I'm Carlos. I'm kind of curious why Carlos is so hard on chassis. Don't make it an essay either.
Well, I don't know. He's
Rob
he likes
here.
to hide his stuff. 3-lug nation. This,
4.
Yeah, this one has 4.
Yeah.
That was like I don't know. It's nice. Like I don't know. Like and I can shoot that thing all day. So I don't know. Awesome.
Yeah.
Never shot the stock like that before. I'm used to normal hunting wood stocks, I guess you would call it. Was wondering, is it much of a change with that pistol style grip? It is. But we were talking
it's much more comfortable with that vertical grip.
Oh, for sure. And you can control your trigger press or squeeze, whatever you want to call it, a lot better with it. Now, Curt, you sent me that photo. I should put it on air. I'll put it on the page, but okay. I was so used to going with my thumb around on my grip like this that you can't, because you'll affect your trigger. Your trigger squeeze. I'm not drinking. I'm drinking coffee.
Try again.
For fuck's sakes. I'm even drinking decaf. I haven't had a sip of alcohol after last week. Fuck.
Maybe you should get some caffeine in that.
No kidding. But yeah, and we did have, since we're talking about triggers, we should talk about what happened with this Trigger Tech primary that you graciously used. So I don't know what you had it set at, but I felt like if I breathed on it too hard, it would go off.
It was pretty light, yeah.
Yeah, pretty light.
Yeah,
it
was. Well, it depends. Depends on what you're used to. Like you're an AR guy, you're run and gun type, 3-gun type guy, and shotgun triggers are not light either. So you're used to those heavy ones, and that the Trigger Tech that I gave you, I had it set pretty light, and it didn't work real well in the 700 that I had it in. So I thought we'd try it with yours with that custom action. Hopefully things were a little bit tighter. And I don't know what it was set to, just really light. I don't have a scale. I don't care to use one. And it discharged at the close of the bolt there, that one shot. So the only thing I could do at that point is increase the pull weight. So I did that, and
we didn't have a problem after that.
No, I'm only guessing at pull weight of around 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, something like that. Just going by experience, I guess, and not a hitch after that. So. I think that's I made the mistake, I think, in assuming that
Curt made a mistake.
Well, the second one this year already.
Nancy will beg to differ.
I think I made the mistake in assuming that as light as you could possibly go with that trigger, it should still function, and that maybe that's just not the case. And I mean, we have some evidence to support that now, that you increase that pull weight, and that's typically the way it goes with most triggers. I think that the further you come down in pull weight, the less sear engagement you have, right?
For sure.
And you go past that point, where you no longer have adequate sear engagement, and it doesn't take much for it to skip over, and we experienced that with that discharge. So we know now.
We fixed it, and it was fine after that.
Now that I know that, I want my trigger back.
Well, I still waiting for the one from Mark. So
okay.
But once I get that, I'll swap it out and send it back.
We got a few comments here. First of all, I wanted to address this. Sorry. Daniel Crossland, does EMP ream Wilson cedar dies and neck dies? Steve, can you comment on that? I know the Wilson.
He did.
Oh, he did. Oh, we
No,
do
we
not.
don't.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
I know the case holder, Wilson case holders are easy like pie to do. You just run the body of the reamer in that thing, and away we go.
Well, there you go.
Luke, my buddy George is on watching. Show him some Flatlander love. Hey, George.
Don't tell us what to do. Fuck you, George.
Fuck you. He gave us a fuck you last show because he started watching, I guess, and watched for about 20 minutes. And yeah, you were slobbering all over your mic. He said, "Fuck this alcohol."
No, of course. I don't blame you.
Yeah. What a bunch of drunks, he said. I'm out of here.
What a big fucking drunk.
Yeah.
I apologize to everybody last week. When mom's away, dad will play. So
Yeah. Well, that's all right, man. Everybody needs a breakaway weekend every once in a while, and uninhibited breakaway weekends.
And it's right in the middle of harvest too. So I said to Sarah, I'm coming out. I'm going to go out to Curt's range. I was kind of humming and hawing about it because it was a pretty expensive day yesterday. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go up to Curt's 3 hours one way.
Yeah, spend some more money.
Yeah, that's right. So shout out to Jens for picking me up some cheap factory ammo, and I made a hit at 1050, didn't I today?
Yes, you
that
did.
Shitty ammo. So
you made the first one out there, yeah, and that with that cheap federal. What the hell do they call it?
American whitetail, 140 grain bonded.
Yeah, that's what. That's not a bad shot at that distance with that ammo.
No kidding. Well, it's more.
I wouldn't brag a whole lot, but yeah, it's well done.
Yeah, it's more the gun than the shooter for sure.
Well, regardless, they all go on the board, man.
That's right. But I've even noticed, like, sorry to cut you off there, Curt.
No,
but,
all good.
Like when I'm really like before that first weekend out at your place, the longest I ever shot to was 400, like max. Right. That's like not a hard 400. It was like 380 probably or something. But so now I'm looking at it. 1050. That's fuck all. And then after spending that time with Miles, that day and a half or whatever with Miles, and call sign 66, and doing the triangle breathing pattern, not to give away too many, or the diamond breathing pattern, not to give away too many secrets. It's just you just time your breath and let her buck, and yeah, it was good even with shit ammo. But the tube made a hell of a difference too.
I wouldn't say that. 1,050 yards is fuck all. You get into some challenging headwinds. I've seen it baffle some of the best out there for sure.
Well, even today, some of that wind, the wind changed a couple times on us. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Of course I did.
And it was hot. It was the mirage was cooking across, and
well, you know what? We're lucky we had the wind that we did have and the cloud cover, because that mirage was hardly there today compared to what it can get to at that range. Sure. Like that. Oh my God, that heat comes up from that ground so quickly. It seems I've seen mirage out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and like those hot days where that ground holds the heat overnight, even.
Yeah. And, well, this week would have been perfect for that because it's been 30 to 35, 36 all week. Like,
disgusting.
For you Americans, that's in freedom units. That's what 85, 9 to 95, I think. Anyway,
I think it's more than that, but whatever. It's bloody hot and too hot for this fat old guy.
This guy. Anyway,
here, Rob says MDT vertical grip is a mega game changer on any stock you can fit it on.
I agree.
You know what? Vertical grips across the board, I think, are just so much more comfortable than the conventional. And you know what? I used to be a conventional stock guy too. Even after I had my AICS was the first chassis that I ever got. But that old 260 that I had on the Surge in Action, I had it in this thing. It's just the old, what was it, Bell and Carlson varmint, Remington 700 varmint stock. And I love this thing. And I shot everything I wanted to with that old 260 in this stock. But you can tell, like, it's a more or less conventional grip. But it's sitting at home now, and I like even that KRG Bravo I use more. The AICS, it's more or less relegated to Nancy and my daughter Vicky, because they're smaller frames. So I just take the spacers out and leave it like that. But yeah, it's hard to beat that vertical grip on any chassis or stock. It just feels more natural rather than feeling like you have to cock your hand more horizontal. For sure. It's a little bit of old technology, I guess.
But still, like Chris from Predator World Hunting, watching friend of the show, no big deal. He says, I hunt with the KRG Bravo and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Compete with the ACC, but the manners feels like, I don't know what that means.
Maybe he had a
manners
burp there. I don't know.
The manners feels like butter in the hand. There's a comment.
Oh, I see.
But
okay.
He hunts with the KRG Bravo, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna throw my 223 Ackley in my KRG here for the next little while. See how that does.
Nice.
Yeah,
we'll have to try that out.
Go hunt some coyotes this fall and winter. Oscar, I do like 2 to 3 pounds on a hunting rifle for use in cold weather when my finger is frozen. You're absolutely right. You know, I was. It reminds me of an old Model 7. Well, not an old one. It's a Model 70 Coyote Light 243 that I used to hunt coyotes with. I was fooling around with it during the summer, figuring out some target loads, and then winter came and I picked the thing out of the cabinet to go hunting coyotes, and I totally forgot that I lightened that trigger way up in the summer. And I was sitting down in the bush and I called this coyote out, and about, I don't know, probably 300 yards somewhere around there, straight out in front of me comes this coyote, just busted out of the bluff, coming across the field, and he stopped at about 125 or something like that. And I pulled up on him, and just as I was getting up on him, that trigger went off. Which,
oh no.
A little bit my bad. I shouldn't have had my finger stuffed in that guard right then, but yeah, I ended up hitting him in the hindquarters for sure. Oh yeah, gloves on and light trigger, not so good a combination. What is this? Daniel Crossland. Sorry, go ahead, Sean. What were you going to say?
I'm good.
I was dominate here.
No, you love to dominate, don't you, Curt?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that on air.
So, what is the rule of thumb? Friend of the show, Dan Crossland. What is the rule of thumb for holding under for Mirage at different distances? I've noticed that at 778 meters, I had to hold under up to 2.5 mils.
Yeah. As
soon as the Mirage came up. Anyone know?
I don't personally know, but yes, I have noticed that. I haven't bothered to nail it down to any particular distance, any amount at any particular distance. I know that like today was kind of the opposite of that effect. Normally when you have a bunch of Mirage, it's like that target rises, like that same concept as lights up, sights up.
Okay.
When there's bright sunlight, I think this is how it goes. That more often than not, you'll shoot over the damn thing. It appears higher. Okay. Yeah, I think it appears higher in bright sunlight. So you're essentially shooting at an image over top of the target. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. I think that's how that goes, and we experienced that today. Because there was a little bit of Mirage. I noticed that with mine anyways. Mind you, the 6.5 Rooster's so stinking fast anyways. It's it's cooking.
That's what, like, watching you, like, I spotted for you a little bit, but you didn't even need it. You knew your holdovers and everything, but watching that swirl, that thing is just cooking going in there. And
yeah, it was a sight to behold. Yeah. Rob. Yeah. Vertical grip for the ringer. How does he ring a ding a ding dong dandy? Nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Look at this. Manners feels like orgasmatron. Here we go. Here's some intelligence.
Yeah.
Natural trigger alignment of the XRS is really impressive, and at the price point, it's a real contender. Well, no kidding. I don't know what the hell those retail at, but it's somewhere around
$499, I believe, is
Okay.
MSRP.
Okay, and that's something I noticed. Jens has that. What's that chassis? I always forget the name of it. MPA chassis, and the grip on that thing is it's unconventional. It feels unconventional as far as vertical grips go. It's quite a bulky thing. Plus, it's got that thumb shelf on the right side, which I'm starting to actually really enjoy on that. I never thought I would, because I'm a wraparound guy, except for on a conventional stock, or like the A5 back there, thumb on top kind of thing. And I like being able to hold the damn rifle, and it seems like to me, when your thumb's on the right side, on your trigger finger side, you're not holding it. You don't have as much control. That's what's in my head anyways. But that XRS today, the little bit that I shot it, it felt very much the same as that MPA chassis, that type of grip, fairly bulky, and just the position, the depth of that grip puts your finger in the right spot instead of being able to run your hand around and get that trigger on that second knuckle, which is a huge no-no for that type of shooting. But yeah, it's deep enough that it sets your finger in the right spot, as far as I'm concerned.
And perfectly, even for a guy with my fat breakfast sausages for fingers, it fits perfect. Like, it's great.
It's a really
and
nice
for a fraction of the cost of the MPA too. Like, I don't know what MPA's running, $1,500.
Right.
Like,
something like that.
Well, more than that, I think.
There's more.
Yeah, that's right.
You sound like an infomercial there, man.
Sorry.
Luke, light refraction looking through the mirages. Well, yeah, that's the effect. That's the cause for the effect. Oscar, my comment about the 6.5 Rooster goes so fast it doesn't have time to go crooked. You bet.
I like Rob's name of it. 6.5 strutting peacock.
Agreed. We just got to get you to strut now.
Yeah. Fuck, I was strutting last week on the show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but you took a quick nosedive too.
Well, that's generally what happens when you have this big boy strut.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Something I was thinking about today, and something that Oscar had brought up a little while ago, is coaching or training. We've done some. Sean, I think you've done some too with 3-gun and IPSC type shooting. I talked a little bit about coaching some guys with head position and stuff like that. I find that body position is one of the first big things that you have to correct on most shooters when you got them down in the prone and you're trying to get their heads wrapped around precision rifle type stuff. What's some of the stuff that you've noticed about training? With some of the highlights, I guess, some of the more important points with pistol and shotgun.
Well, let's look at like just pistol. So if you're standing at a bench or running, it doesn't matter. I'm a big fan of the isosceles stance, and so making that triangle with your body. So feet shoulder width apart, kind of staggered, not really. And then locking those arms straight out forward, and basically the natural way of shooting, I feel. Right. And getting that good base so that when you do get that recoil, your target acquisition is quicker. And the same goes for any sort of shooting. It's not just pistol. It's you need that good base and you need that good wide stance to get that
base and body position. Hey, yeah,
that's it. And it doesn't matter if you're 400 pounds or if you're 100 pounds. If you got a good stance and a good base and a good solid foundation, the rest will come. It'll take time, but the rest will come. And even with an AR, like running an AR either tactically or competitively, it's the same. The same methods, just modified very slowly, or not slowly, minimally, right? So the only thing that changes is the manipulation of the firearm. But anyway.
Right. You take for example a guy like me who's I've been around guns pretty much all my life, but very discipline specific. I think I'm not a broad range shooter, if that makes any sense. You know that. When you watch me shoot a pistol, what is some of the things that you want to correct about what I do? I have a decent idea what to do, but I'm unrefined. I shoot pistol like I drink, very unrefined. I just get the job done.
Well, and that's half the battle, in my opinion. Like we can show you, like Oscar says, do you find the first thing guys do when you try and correct position is complain it's not comfortable? Well, look at me in prone. I'm a big fat guy.
That's a great example.
I got a big gut, and so for me, kicking, and I'm not used to laying on my gut, kicking my neck up, right? So my neck gets sore. So it sucks, but it's not supposed to feel good. And that's why we shoot from the bench. But I got to work on. I got to lose weight, and I got to be a better man.
There are things you can do, absolutely,
for sure. But if you complain, it's gonna hurt, but keep doing it. And I should have been shooting from prone today. But I really should have.
Well, I mean, you had limited ammunition, so you needed to get that thing on and get it sorted out a little bit and figure out a velocity and get behind it and just play with it. Make any adjustments to that stock that you needed, all that kind of stuff. So to do all of that,
you need
in 40 rounds, you bet. And guys, I've had several guys like you, John and Matt. All fairly big guys. I call you rocking horses because you've got really that's what you are when you're down in the prone. And it's tough. And what I end up doing most times is getting guys like you to extend your bipods all the way. And when you do that, it decreases stability some, but it gets you into a more comfortable position. And what I like to have guys do is get their hips on the ground when they're spread out back there, when they're properly aligned and everything. They should be able to get their hip bones on the ground if you can. But you guys that are the rocking horses, you gotta kind of rely on your chest, your belly, and your knees. So it's a matter of adjustment. Trying to figure out what the hell you need to do to get into that as stable as possible position, and repeat that every time. And some guys have back problems. I have some back problems that I got to take a break every now and then. And Matt, we ran into a situation with him where he has pretty significant back problems, and he just found it more comfortable to bring up and bend that right leg, which I don't ever like to see because it cocks you off just a little bit. Plus, it takes mass away from that straight recoil line of the rifle for recoil control, right?
Sure.
But he made it work, and that's
well, and that's it. Like, back to your question, like, what can you do to coach? I can show you things till I'm blue in the face, but if it works, it's going to work, and you're going to fall back on it. And and it's always the lowest common denominator, right? Like what's comfortable for you. And but the one thing I would say for you, Curt, when you're shooting pistol, is you were and I've only seen you really shoot from the bench and standing from a bench, right? I've never seen you dynamically move with it. But everything pointed to what I just said, except get those arms out, get that good like triangle and the good base on your arms, and
solid position,
whether you're shooting from a pistol from a bench or from where you're standing. Because I know we were trying to lob those nines in at 200 there that one weekend. You guys came out, and I kind of saw you do the bring it up and kind of look at the sights and make her
Oh,
go.
did I?
I saw that a couple times. Well, and Jens was doing, and we all do it, right? It's
Right. Oh, I don't.
it's. But if you keep that out there and just keep that
Right.
going, it'll come. But
you know what we should start doing when we're training guys. Well, what we should start doing more is videoing. What I've done, what I used to have done every once in a while, back when I was pitching fastball, especially when things started to go wrong, the field just wasn't there. There was something wrong with my delivery. I'd get somebody to videotape and videotape. Jesus,
watch film. It's like football and baseball and everything. You watch film and you know where did I go wrong? Well, for example, you sent that video, or Jens posted that video in that comment of me shooting, and then you sent me that photo.
Sure.
And I didn't, and that was very early on, and I changed it later. But with my hand was, my thumb was wrapped around, and it's not supposed to. Like, that affects your trigger press, right? So, just things like that. Like Earl Green that we had on in the gunning around days. Earl Green is a huge component of that. He's like, yeah, if you're a client of his, take a video, show me what it's like.
Sure.
Take a few shots. And there's an app he uses to, I can't remember, to send it back and forth. And yeah, it's going to cost you a little money, but
I
training isn't free. Yeah. And you know, so you'll take, like, say you're doing a mag dump, and you'll do 10, like, say you're shooting pistol, you do a mag dump 10 rounds, which is sad. 10 rounds is a mag dump in Canada. That fucking anyway. But then yeah, exactly. And you know, he'll critique you even with your movements, with your reload. Because, like, if you're dynamically reloading, you want to eliminate any unnecessary movement, because it's going to slow you down. And you know, for guys like him, when he's training law enforcement or military, that unnecessary movement adds up to seconds, and seconds can be the difference of, you know, you winning or them winning a gunfight, you know. And same thing goes in competition when tenths of a second matter. Oscar can attest to this. If you're reloading and you run that gun dry, you know, that extra half a second or whatever could be the difference between first place. Well, overall doesn't count, but first place or second place, right? It just, or whatever, right? So
Shane brings up some good stuff here. I've had a few experienced shooters and trainers say you should be able to fall asleep on your rifle. I think I have on occasion, waiting for other guys to shoot. Natural point of aim, natural position, for sure. Build it to comfort, relaxed. Lots of good trainers. We recommend Ben Click at Sierra 64 Riflecraft. I've seen a lot about Ben, read a fair bit about him. I'd like to go shoot around that guy sometime. Call sign 66 is amazing, no question. RFM
Rob Furlong's Marksmanship Academy.
There you go. Is another top tier instructing school. You bet. Yeah, and you know, that's something you can get your buddies and what do you say, low level guys like me to do some training in that, but it's entry level. It's we can tell you some of the finer points and stuff like that, but guys with experience like the call sign 66 guys have, Ben Click and Rob Furlong, if you guys can, if anybody can get out to any of those courses, highly recommended.
Well, funny you mentioned that. The guys at Gothic Line are sponsoring that.
That's right.
That course coming up with call sign 66. I'm just trying to find the post. There it is. And there's only one spot left for their shoot at Tabor on the 5th and 6th for their call sign 66 precision and accuracy course. So check them out. Here, I'll see if I can share the link for you. But that's, that would be if I had the cash, I would do that, because I need to do that shit.
In the meantime, you're stuck with me.
Hey, and unfortunately, I'm kidding. That was I've learned so much from you.
Yeah, I'll take you a fair ways, but it's the some of the stuff, and I've never professed to be a good teacher. I can get you to a point where you can start learning and figuring that stuff out on your own, the causes and effects, right?
For sure.
But a lot of the finer points and smaller tips and tricks, not even, I shouldn't say smaller tips and tricks, but guys with experiences,
adds up. Those and guys like Miles.
I never shot for a living. That is a huge difference there.
Or I've never shot to keep other people alive.
Well, right.
Like that, the amount of pressure you're under, in a situation like that, in whatever multitude of situations Miles and those guys were in, it's like, if those boys have something to say, you shut the fuck up and listen, because they know.
Yeah.
You know?
No kidding. Absolutely. And the other thing is, they're like, you're paying good money to have them teach you. Let them fucking teach you. And
just like
do them
the
the courtesy of bloody well listening. You can spout off all you want afterwards and tell stories and all that kind of stuff, but give them your time. It's like I tell my boys in sports, 3 hours out of your damn day, listen to your coach, shut your mouth, do your job, listen to your coach. That's all we ask of you. 3 hours. And it's the same thing with these shooting courses. And, you know, I'm not trying to knock on anybody, or everybody likes telling stories and sharing experiences and stuff like that. And it's the guys for the most part that, but I do this. I've done this. What I found is, and you know, some of that stuff is important for somebody to know. Like, for instance, for you, you know, you and Miles tried to shoot prone, and you just could not get comfortable, so you went to the bench. And so it's stuff like that they need to know. But for the most part, let them bloody well teach.
That's right. That's right. And like, so before you move on, Curt, like, I know this isn't a sports or a team sports podcast, but I've been watching Last Chance U on Netflix. I love that show because especially the first few seasons, that's how I learned to not teach people. Like, you don't got to be a cunt. You don't got to tell people names or anything, or call people names or anything.
You don't need to be condescending and all that. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
There are times and places where you do that, but you earn the respect. Like for I hate to keep sucking Miles' dick here, but for Miles, like when he's sitting with me, just show the dude some respect. Like, I'm watching the current season now with this mouthy defensive back who just won't shut the fuck up, and his coach, he's been coaching since the late 60s.
Yeah,
and he's won hundreds of games, dozens of championships.
Right.
And he's trying to tell this guy what to do. It's like, dude, if it was my son and I saw that, you shut the fuck up, play the game, do what he's telling you, and maybe you'll win. Maybe you won't, but you bring the coachable attitude.
Yeah.
And it's no different in shooting. It's whether or not you're taking a pistol course, a rifle course, just bring that coachable attitude, and that's it.
Yeah, for sure. You never know what you can pick up if you only listen. I keep going back to my sons, but I tell them, and listen, a lot of young guys too, whether it's at work or at the range. God gave us hello, mate. God gave us 2 ears and only one mouth for a damn good reason. So that's my.
Wait, my dad said God gave you a brain and a cock and only enough blood to run one.
So true.
And now I have a 4-year-old son. Anyway,
Luke brings up something that is a little bit unconventional, but it's something that might help the rocking horses out there. Not to be a dick or a smart ass or anything, Sean, but you should try a 6-inch thick, fairly rigid mattress for prone. And you've seen the PRS guys that they'll fill open spaces when they're on an obstacle, right?
Yeah.
And for good reason, for that stability. And maybe if you tried something at home, laying down in the living room with your fancy new rifle there, just take pillows or rolled up towels or something like that and start filling spaces. And see
my problem isn't laying on the ground. That's no problem. Like going on my belly, my back doesn't get sore. It's the kink of my neck. That's what I couldn't take.
Oh, okay.
I can deal with laying on my gut. That's no problem. I don't have back issues. That's not a problem. It's my neck. It's my neck being kinked up like this, and I that's what was bugging me. So if I just work on kinking my neck and doing that, maybe I'll get used to it.
Don't do this, buddy. Like, take it from a guy, and I'm not trying to express that I know everything, but I have oh my God, what is it when your spine curves?
Yeah, it's like an S. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Anyways, and it affects my neck, and to try and strengthen my neck. If you go like this, well, you're just screwing up vertebrae back there. You want to bring your head back as far as you can straight to strengthen those muscles back there to keep things in line. Don't.
Hey, I'm doing that right now.
There.
And yeah. I can feel the muscles that were sore when I was doing it with Miles. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that, like Kegels when I'm or Kegels or whatever.
Okay. There's another couple of comments I want to get to. Luke again.
Yeah.
Well done, Luke. Jesus. If you're paying to be trained, don't go there to teach the teacher. Well said, man. Oscar, same kind of thing. Top level instructors can spot small errors better than most and communicate the corrections well. That is huge. And to be honest, that's where I struggle a little bit. I know the things that I do, the way I do them, the reasons I do them, the ways that I do them. For me, it's a little bit tougher to get through here and out so somebody else can understand them. Like he says here, top level instructors can convey those messages very effectively, and
definitely
you do well to.
And sometimes in a course, like if you're the only instructor for 12 people, it's tough to look at and find those little things. Mm-hmm. But that's why we preach Project Maple Seed, because you have three to four instructors that are looking for those things, and those natural point aim and anyway.
Oh, for sure. And there's so many things that you think you have down pat, but the hell of it is you're not above and behind yourself to look at what you're doing. And same thing with trigger control, recoil control, all that sort of stuff. You can't see what you're doing. You can feel what you're doing. You have your perception of what you're doing, what you look like, all that kind of stuff. But those instructors will pick out those small things, and there's so much of that stuff that comes together to make one shot, right? There's
sure
such a multitude of things that have to fall in line just so in order to make that one effective shot. And if you don't have those things, if something's missing, if you screw the pooch on one thing, it has kind of a domino effect. So yeah, foam roller yoga mat. Used to shoot cadets.
What was I gonna 100% shoot prone?
Oscar.
Spudman. I can't shoot prone. It hurts my junk. And Oscar, lay over a gopher hole. Check for vacancy first, Oscar.
Get one of those hemorrhoid seat cushions or whatever.
So, okay, speaking of junk, and I'm not going to talk about my dick. I'm going to talk about my 6'5" dick here. We couldn't find a so part of the deal was Steve and Shane said, you're going to get a gun, but you're going to get a multitude of laser engraved penises on your gun. Well, we tore this cocksucker apart, and we could not find a single one. So I'm going to try one thing. I ordered it on Amazon today.
Oh.
And when it shows up, I'm going to film it, and we're going to see if there are, in fact, cocks on my gun.
You should be able to get a black light down at Canadian Tire, hey?
I know, but it was like $7 for a flashlight, for a black light flashlight.
Oh, a flashlight? What?
A flashlight? Let's get our mind out of the gutter here. Anyway. Well, that was a good day. That was a good day today. It was, I only shot 40 rounds, and we had some optics issues. And, well, we should talk about that. So, this scope, friend of the show, former host of the Gunning Around, John Rogers, lent me this Bushnell, what is it? ET6245FJ 6-24 by 50. I don't know what model it is, but good. It's a good scope, or so I thought.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
it performed well on my rifle. I don't know about yours, but
you saw it today, but I thought it would be great, and it has these arms rings with the throw mount. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got these rings on it. Yeah, they're quick release, and I thought that's a cool concept. They're nice. They're pretty robust. It feels good. Yeah. So we put it on, and we zeroed it, but we ran out of travel.
Windage travel, yeah.
And so that kind of sucked.
Yeah. Well, you know what? So Field Expedient Solutions, really. So we took the scope off my rifle, put it on yours.
That one right behind you, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Another bushel, but the
DMR.
DMR. I know it's the problem with your setup there, or John's setup, is the rings. They're just not lined up well enough to get you what you need. But so I took yours and put it on my rifle, and I ended up, after I zeroed it, running out of travel, and I was 1.1 mil off of zero on the windage, and all I did for every bloody target, and it was a bit of a guessing game, because I always hold for wind. I never dial, because wind changes too quickly all the time. But everything I shot at, until you get further out and need to correct it a little bit differently, everything I shot at was hold off 1 full mil to the left, and I ended up nailing everything, right? Except for when you get way out there and the wind's doing squirrely things.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out, where in the hell do I need to hold? Is it only 0.5 mil? So which way? Oh shit! Do I hold dead on for a? Oh yeah, I guess I hold dead on for a 1 mil right hold, shit like that. But you made it work, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're up on the deck shooting that, and then I'm beside you on the bench, and then Jens is on the other bench beside me, and we're like, where were we? 610, I think we were going to on that
right,
square, and Jens is like, "Okay, I'm going." I'm like, "So am I." And then Jens shoots, hits. Immediately, I shoot, hit, and then you immediately shot and hit too. It was just crazy. It's like
bing,
boom,
bing, bing.
boom, bing, bing, bing. That was awesome. That was hilarious. You all had a bit.
Those triples are fucking hilarious. And especially when I take new shooters out and get them stretching out beyond 200, and you get them comfortable out at that 611 yard target is really nice, because it's an 18-inch square. It's fairly big.
It is.
And it's that 3/4 inch thick stainless, and it rings like Quasimodo's bells, man. It's just crazy. And I'll get a guy on his rifle, and he's getting comfortable with those longer distances, and I'll tell him, okay, we're going to shoot that target out there, and go ahead, and it'll squeeze, and I'll squeeze right afterwards. And I've had more guys than not just like giggle like little schoolgirls at Backstreet Boys concert or some damn thing. Just squealing. We're simple animals as males.
We are. We're just
yeah. Gun smoke, loud noises.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The
hell else was I gonna say? Jeez, I had something queued up in my mind brain, but it leaked out.
Yeah, that happens when you hit your age.
So what's next for your fancy rifle there, bud? What do you?
Well, I got a nice set of 34 mil rings. Actually, I was looking at Warren Warren mounts for it, because they're a little inexpensive, but quality's still up there, and because I can't afford a spur or anything like that. So
don't get lippy here. Jesus. Snippy.
That's right. But so yeah.
Well, okay, this goes back. Sorry, I'm being a dick again, interrupting, but this goes back to kind of last week's episode, the every man's gun. So what are your options if you can't afford a spur, which is totally fine? What are some options?
Well, like I said, Warren makes some inexpensive but high quality stuff, whether it's rings or they're not cheap, but they're not expensive, if that makes sense. They're kind of mid-range, I would say. Either that, or I was gonna go buy a set of Vortex, like the $100 pair rings that way. 34 mil rings. No,
I think their precision matched rings are somewhere around $200, and I have a pair of those around somewhere, or at least I had at one time. Oh yeah, here they are. I think. I think this is them.
Oh yeah.
And what are they?
I think I got some. I can't remember which rings I put on my 270, but those were the higher end ones. But
okay. You know what? What did you say? Warren?
WARNE, Whiskey Alpha. Yeah.
That. Yeah. Badger makes good rings.
Yeah.
What's that company in Alberta? Oh, Shane, help me out here. These are 30 mils. They make really good rings.
Out of Alberta?
Out of Alberta, yeah, you bet. There you go. Shane says MDT Premier are $100. Friends don't let friends buy Vortex. Well, okay.
Shane, add it to my bill and let's go. Get them going.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, okay.
Oscar brings up ATRS, Alberta Tactical Rifle. I do have one pair of their rings, and as far as I can tell, they are as effective as any other good ring, for sure. Damn it! What else?
And I need a bipod too.
Yes, you do. Near, that's what it is, Shane. Thank you very much. Near rings. He makes one piece as well. Wasn't it Ryan with MDT talking about
Ryan with KDEX?
Oh, it was KDEX. Sure, sorry. He was talking about one piece rings. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, or one piece mount, I guess is a better way to put that.
Well, and that's kind of what I was leaning toward, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And Shane's comment about friends don't let friends buy Vortex, that, you know what, that's fine to say, and it's humorous and all that kind of stuff. But what happens if you can't afford it? And you want to put
but when, like in this case, MDT rings are $99 and Vortex equivalent are about the same, right? So you might as well support Vortex in Canada, but MDT really stepped up and hooked me up with that chassis. So I might as well go with MDT.
I think you're right there, boy. You betcha.
What's $100 and whatever dollars after theft? The fuck all. So
yeah.
Not fuck all, because some people can't afford that.
That's
it's but for what I've got, I can afford to shell that out. So. Yeah.
You know what, and if you can't afford stuff like that, go ahead and use them, and until they prove to you that they're ineffective somehow, or defective, or insufficient.
Actually,
in some
you know what
way,
I should do? I should go get a set of Nick Star for Spudman.
Barska. Okay.
Or Wish.
So, somebody needs a timeout. We're not going that low. That's not every man. That's desperate man, I think. Oh man, that's the Weekend Warrior stuff. Like the guy that just got out of paintball, and what's that other? They shoot the little BBs.
Yeah, airsoft.
Yeah.
But the ones I'm going to order off Wish are going to come not machined. They'll just have like the exterior will be cut out, laser cut out. There'll be no fucking machine. Or there's like sleeves in it, like that you got to punch out with a fucking hammer.
Oh yeah.
Well, fit multitudes of sizes of optics, and
yeah, Oscar, pretty sure you can pick something up off of Wish. What are you talking about? Some sort of virus? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like a Corona beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sweet man. Well, we had a good talk tonight.
Yeah,
a little short and sweet, but that's okay.
Yeah, you betcha. That's okay. Most guys are probably getting bored by now, anyway. Listen to these guys ramble on.
That's okay. We're good. That's what we do. It's a live
so
stream.
What are you planning on shooting out of that Creedmoor for bullets? You're planning to load for it.
I gotta do some trials. Yeah, for sure. I've got 80 pieces of brass now, because I also have that Savage Axis in 6.5, and I used I guess I had 4 extra rounds of Hornady left over, but dick on the rings. But so I got about 80 pieces of brass, so I've got enough to be dangerous, and so I don't know. I just gotta pick up a few boxes of bullets and trial it out, and because I got enough Varget coming out my ass, thanks to Oscar and Jens and you and John and.
Well, you don't want to burn Varget in that thing unless you're shooting really light bullets, and even then.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna do some load development and see what goes.
All right. You know what? I've said many times that I'm not a herd guy, and I truly am not. However, there are some things where, you know what, the 6.5 Creedmoor herd, most of them, aside from a few outliers that are using Reloader 26 and 16 are going with H4350. So,
well, and I've got a couple pounds of that too. I'm just, I don't know. We'll see.
You know what, pal? I mean, you do what you want, but 4350 is where I would start because, you start somewhere around 39.8 and you go to 42 or sorry, somewhere around 42.3.5 is generally where you should find your sweet spot with the 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, Shane, 4350, Reloader 16, 4451. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Rob that's right. They got Dominion from Canada Ammo for H43. Well, they're not. Dominion 4350 is cheap. He's not wrong. I should actually pick some of that up.
Well, the thing you got to be careful about there is temperature sensitivity, right? He's going to bed.
And then Spudman says the CNRs are nice. I had my eyes on some CNRs. I don't know.
It's pretty hard to go wrong with CNRs.
Yeah.
I've shot the 123s and the 136s in my 6.5x47, and I've shot gobs of the 139 CNRs in both the 260 and 260 Ackley, and nary a complaint with any of them. They shoot really well. And
what I'm looking for is something that shoots well out of both the Axis and this. But no, I'll do loads for both. Fuck it, who cares?
Be nice to have one load across the board for both rifles.
It would be, but
away with it. Yeah.
But it's two different games, right? Savage Axis comparative, that's like a Ferrari and a fucking Chevette, right? It's so.
CNRs are the ticket. Yeah, I know Shane likes CNRs. He used to shoot the 139s in the 6.5x47 too.
Okay.
It's hard to go wrong with them. Rob says it looks like some personal experience here. CNRs ruined game as well. Well, don't you want them ruined instead of running away? Yeah, I know what you mean, Rob, for sure. Oscar, just pick up a nice RCBS 6.5 mold and get casting.
Just run over to John Shed and get to work, eh?
It might come down to that with all the stupid shit going on in this planet, and I've heard that they're going to tax the living fuck out of anything firearms, and you look at the prices of components now, and they're starting to get out of reach for a lot of people. And what happens? I can't wait to see what happens when Trump gets reelected this fall. I hope he does so much. I just want to see the chaos, people's definitely. Heads fucking exploding. But I don't know. And
you thought people cried last time he got elected. Fuck.
Oh my God!
See if he hits 2 terms. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, Shane. Yeah. 142 Sierra Match Kings. Bet you know somebody that can supply those. Is that right, Shane? Well, you know what? 142 Match Kings.
Well, unless Rob at Gothic Line can send me that case of 6.5 Black Hills 6.5, that would be stellar. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Among my probably the favorite bullet for me of all time. I've had such incredibly good luck with them, and I want to try them in the 6.5 Rooster as well. I got a bunch of 150 grainers just the other day that I have high hopes for. But those 142 Match Kings have had such good luck in so many rifles and at so many jump distances.
Yeah.
They're tame and they fly really well. And getting out to at my range, they're out to 1,500 yards in good conditions with a conventional 260 back in that day. Was no problem at all. You get blustery winds through that bloody range, especially a south wind like we had today. It gets pretty difficult, but oh my God, well-behaved bullets, really good.
Seems like every time I'm out there, we get a south wind.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, those southeast winds are tricky too, because you get that little bit of headwind going on, and that
starts to carry them a little bit.
That gets a little screwy every so often. But lead is going to be banned in Europe soon. That's going to be bad for all shooters. Yeah, you damn right. Any idea when, Daniel?
Way to ruin the mood, Daniel.
Well, you know what? And they've already done that years ago in California, right?
Yeah.
They can't use lead at all. And you know what? I don't know if that's just for hunting or whether that's straight across the board for everything. But yeah,
No idea.
Yeah, that'll be a shitty day. But
well, let's wrap this shit show up.
All right.
Since we're in such a good mood. So I just wanted to say before we do wrap it up, I've been drinking this shit tonight.
Yes.
Well, it's actually coffee suppressed decaf because I don't want to be drinking Scopes Up and be up till 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So
that's what I'm doing. Oh Jesus, that's bright.
Bolt action, little bolt action. Yeah. So yeah, this is good. If you guys want some of your own decaf or not, if you don't want to be a pussy, go and get the Scopes Up or what's that other blend? I like Scopes Up, but yeah, use code. What's that? Overwatch. Yeah, that's right. Use code First Focal Plane to get 10% off. You know, by doing so, you're helping the show. So yeah, do that.
Yeah. Also get a hold of Miles at _66 for any upcoming courses that you might want to attend. It's a hell of a good course to go to if you can do it. If you can.
Yeah, there's one left, and it's for the Tabor course, the 5th and 6th of September, and it's $900.
Nice.
So.
Okay. And also EM Precision Rifles. There you go. There's a shining example of their stuff.
Yeah, if you want a boomer just like this, go fucking shell it some cash.
Yeah.
Don't be a poor bitch like me.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you know what, they'll do you right. We've heard so many stories from so many other guys about I had a rifle built by X, and something was not quite right on it, or it wasn't exactly what I wanted, or whatever, and they won't fix it, blah blah blah. You won't find that with EM Precision. Their integrity is next to none. That's what these guys live on.
Well, let's not go too far. Shane's a little sketchy.
We're not going to talk about his orientation here. We're talking business, and they're okay that way.
Yeah, Steve does great work, and Shane sells the fuck out of these things. So,
Oscar, why don't you have a pic of that EMP rifle on the website yet?
I just got the fucking thing, man. Calm down.
Yeah, and our website administrator there, he's too busy shooting.
That's right. Too busy shooting dipstick of all things. Anyway, cool.
All right, Sean.
Yeah.
Good to see you again today, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Good to talk.
Gonna do it again. I'll see you next Saturday. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Jesus. Yeah.
I won't be next Saturday. I think I'm going camping next weekend with the wife and kids. So
are you? So how are we going to handle this show?
We might not.
All right.
Or we might do it Friday or whatever. We'll figure it out.
I guess it'll be me from the excavator live.
That's right. Thoughts from the excavator.
Come along while Curt digs holes and talks about guns.
I was gonna say and talks about guns, not just digging holes. Right on.
You know what? There's a young fellow that I'm working with now. He's I think he's 19, and he's just jacked up now that he's always asking me questions now. Like I've been there for less than 3 weeks now, and you guys do this? That's your podcast? You do long range stuff? And he's just bombarding me now, which is great. So maybe I'll get him
on the show. Yeah,
absolutely. You betcha.
That would be a great time.
I think so. Yeah. All right, Sean. Enough.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate everyone who came to say hi, and for all you listening on the podcast land, stay frosty.
Stay safe, everyone. Good night.